So, subscribers, the markets have been in a free fall. Since the top of the market, small cap index itself has fallen about 30%. So, what's happening? Why is this happening, and how should somebody think about this? So, I'll share my perspective. First of all, thank you for being a subscriber and also showing interest in what we have to say. There are a couple of factors here. Firstly, inflation is hitting high. Is that a real problem? That's something which we are going to deal with. And secondly, how are small caps linked to this kind of inflation, and why should we worry about inflation as small cap investors? So, firstly, inflation happens when demand is greater than supply, and supply has largely been disrupted because of war. For example, wheat exports from Ukraine and Russia, or oil exports and gas exports from Russia to other countries, shipments, ports from Mariupol where it's besieged, shipments cannot proceed. So supply chain disruptions are causing supply constraints, whereas demand has not really taken off. So it's basically people trying to meet their original demands, but supply being constrained, which can be quickly fixed by resupplying from different parts of the supply chain. Hence, the Fed or the RBI, while they have been saying that inflation is transitory, they are forced to act because it's ticking. I mean, the supply chains are not getting fixed. So, how does this relate to our small cap or our Indian markets? And why should we worry about a port in Ukraine while investing in India? So, it's very simple. Uh, Inflation is a global phenomenon and it creates excessive cost of capital, especially for emerging markets like India, where we import most of our energy, 80%. We have to pay in dollars. So if dollars is appreciating, our cost of import goes up. That increases our cost of fuel, which increases the price of everything, like from our Uber rides to our vegetables, and hence we have to pay more. But is there a flip side, right? So the flip side is that because of high inflation, Indian rupee becomes weaker. And usually the narrative is that Indian rupee being weaker is not a good thing, but actually for an exporting country like India, where most of our listed companies are exporters, they tend to make more rupees per dollar when rupee is weaker, while they pay for their services and goods to their employees in rupees. So essentially, their margins tend to increase. Hence, uh, if you look at the small cap universe, most of the small cap companies are actually global companies that are in very niche markets, and hence they're exporters. So a dropping rupee actually helps listed markets. The overall sentiment against war, against the markets have run up too much. These are all fine, but fundamentally companies are producing greater earnings as time passes by, and as of now it's very hard to see any fundamental dislocation in the way business is done because of these inflationary pressures. And we have to remember that at the start of every economic cycle, inflation does show up, and without inflation there is no economic recovery. So I think overall things look positive from where I see that it's start of a business cycle, and obviously corrections give a tremendous opportunity for good companies to be bought at extremely attractive valuations. Do keep that in mind and do watch out for more from me. Thank you.